Can an ETF generate $14.9 million? Today, we want to talk about the hottest ETF on the planet. Of course, that's my opinion, and I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I telling you to buy this ETF. You will still need to do your own due diligence and research. However, you will be shocked after seeing the results of this ETF. About 2 years ago, I was searching for an ETF to invest in because I had a small amount of extra money from a job promotion. I wanted to take this extra money and invest it into an ETF every time I got paid, which was every 2 weeks. I wanted to invest at the current market price that existed when I received my paycheck. This strategy is known as dollar cost averaging. I know many of you may already know what that means, but it basically means to purchase a stock, or in this case an ETF, over time with a consistent amount. Although the price of an asset may fluctuate, you will remain consistent in the amount you are investing on a routine basis. Over time, you will have purchased during high and low periods, making your total investment an average of the asset's price. This is why they call it dollar cost averaging. Dollar cost averaging has been a successful strategy used by thousands of investors. But regardless of the money management strategy you use, there is no doubt that you will need to find a solid investment to park your funds. This is why I created this video that is centered around an extremely powerful ETF. ETFs, or exchange-traded funds, can be great investments because they hold a collection of different assets and can be bought and sold just like regular stocks. In my hunt for the perfect ETF, I researched several funds and their rate of return. I found a number of funds that returned a very small rate of return, but after researching for several days, I finally discovered the hottest and most profitable ETF I had ever seen. I'll tell you the name of this ETF, and we will talk about this ETF in detail in just a second. But first, let's pull out the investment calculator and see how the numbers stack up. I want to show you how important it is to choose the right ETF and what the power of a great rate of return can do. The ETF I discovered had returned of about 30%, but over its lifetime, the return was 40%. Now let's look at our investment calculator to see how a return of 30% could make us super wealthy. First, let's enter our starting amount of $2,000. Next, we'll set our rate of return to 30%. We then set our number of years to invest at 15 years. As a last step, we enter the amount we want to contribute each month. For now, let's just say we will contribute $600 a month. Using these numbers, we can see that our investment would be worth about $2.1 million at the end of that 15 years. What's even more interesting is that our total contribution is only $108,000. Now, if we were to invest for 22 years, our investment would be worth $17.5 million. If we were to have invested for 25 years, using the same logic above, our investment would be worth $42.8 million. The power of compound interest is insane. Enough ranting, let me tell you the ETF I personally like and invest in. This ETF is ticker symbol TECL. If you look at the history, you will see that the overall return percentage since inception is around 40%. Shares of this ETF is selling for about $21 as the time of this video, and getting in while the market is in a slump can really be good in the long run as long as the companies that make up the ETF are solid. In this particular ETF, there are a lot of major players. For example, the top 10 holdings include companies like Apple, Microsoft, Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, and other big-name companies. TECL is an absolute beast. Let's look at some other examples. Assuming you start with $2,000, if TECL only returned 10% over the long run, in 15 years, with a consistent $600 monthly investment, you could still come out with about $250,000. Now let's say you invested just $100 a month for 15 years at 30%. Would you believe that would come out to over $500K? $500,000 from just a $100 monthly investment. And this is why I believe that TECL is the hottest ETF on the market in today's declining economy. Thank you for watching, and please remember to hit the subscribe button and give the video a thumbs up.